Yes, hello, this is the Dean's List, and I'm Dr. Barbara White, and I'm here with Donna Melillo from Carr, Ingram. And Donna, you are both a UWF alum and a former Beta Alpha Psi member. Can you tell us a little bit about how your education at UWF has benefited you and kind of what you're doing now?
Sure. So my name is Donna Melillo and I'm a senior manager with Carr, Ingram. We're a national accounting firm and I'm based out of our Destin, Florida office. My practice in public accounting so far has been basically with forensic accounting, doing fraud investigations, marital dissolutions, things like that. So different types of forensic investigations. Really prepared me for that, not only because I was able to take all 4 of my CPA exams in rapid succession, but it gave me the accounting-based knowledge that I use in my everyday practice. One of the things I loved about UWF is I attended as a non-traditional student, and they offered so many night classes and online classes that I was able to still work full-time while supporting my family, but also get that degree that I'd always wanted in accounting. The relationships that I made both with my professors and the different employers through the Beta Alpha Psi platform were the relationships that led to both my internships and my actual current employer now. So I know without Beta Alpha Psi, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Well, that's good to hear. And as one of your former professors, I've always looked at you as one of our superstars. And I know you mentioned getting the CPA, but you also have gone beyond that and also gotten the certified fraud examiner and also certified in financial forensics.
Correct.
So can you tell us a little bit about what additional items you had to do in order to get those credentials?
Sure. So the Certified Fraud Examiner, we call it the CFE, is done through the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners. It's kind of a base level forensic accounting type forensic investigation done through the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners. And it's like I said, kind of base level. A lot of white collar crime investigators, law enforcement, things like that get it. It has a little bit of accounting, but a lot of other just fraud investigation type techniques. The Certified in Financial Forensics, or the CFF as we call it, is done through the AICPA. And you have to be a CPA in order to get that. So it's meant more for forensic accountants who are pursuing expert witness testimony, things like that. It covers things like dispute resolution, economic damage calculations, a little bit of business valuations. So more in-depth forensic accounting as opposed to just fraud investigations. And I obtained both of those after I got my CPA.
Yeah, which is just super. Also, you just mentioned about being an expert witness, and I know we've talked about it before that you have in some court cases. Is there any particular interesting one you can share with us without revealing too much?
I have testified 2 times. One was a marital dispute, so a divorce litigation. Not too much interesting on that one. The other one was a criminal case, and it was a workman's comp case. Though I haven't testified in a lot of other cases, I've worked on countless other investigations that involve payroll schemes. One lady was manipulating the books to inflate her monthly bonus. We've seen ghost employees, we've seen all sorts of stuff. We've had some very interesting cases, thefts of well over $1 million just by writing an extra check to themselves and coding it as something else in the book. So just things that you hear about on the news, I've actually gotten to investigate, and they're awaiting litigation now. So it's very interesting work.
Yeah, and students are always really interested in the idea of working in the area of fraud and forensic accounting. What advice or how could students, while they're still in school, get involved or start building a career to maybe be a future professional like you?
Sure. Well, you can join the ACFE. We have a local chapter here, the Northwest Florida chapter. I believe students can join that as an associate member. So it's an opportunity to learn a little bit about what forensic accounting is. Another thing I always encourage students to do is not turn down other opportunities. Maybe forensic accounting doesn't have an opening in the firm you want, or just the opportunity is not presenting itself. I always advise students to try something different. I did a tax internship. I've used the knowledge that I got in that internship, and I leveraged that in both passing the reg exam, but also, in marital disputes, often we're looking at income, we're looking at their tax returns to determine what their income, what their investments look like. Had I not done that tax internship, I would have no idea what I was doing looking at that tax return. So same with audit. If audit is kind of more your interest, but you really want to be a forensic accountant, a lot of the skills that we do translate that way. Maybe you are completely different. You've been in private accounting. Well, you have more of an understanding of how the individual transactions, books, and records are handled by a company. And then now when you come in as a forensic investigator, you have an idea of what an actual company's books and records look like, as opposed to somebody who's only audited and just peeked in, basically. So just always being open to other opportunities, even though maybe what you really want is not available. Those opportunities can present themselves someday, and maybe there'll be a CFE and a CFF someday too.
Well, I think that's great advice for our students, and thank you so much, Donna, for joining us today for the Dean's List.
Thank you.